The Navy just revealed a ship that doesn't officially exist, yet every Chinese satellite is trying to find it. It's 610 feet of American engineering, 15,000 tons, armed with hypersonic missiles that fly at 5 times the speed of sound. But here's Beijing's nightmare. Their radars can't see it, their sonar can't hear it, their infrared sensors can't track it. It's a ghost ship, and China is so terrified of it, they spent $3 billion building a fake one, just to practice destroying it. This is the Zumwalt-class destroyer, and this is why it keeps Chinese admirals awake at night. For 20 years, China has built an invisible wall around the Pacific. Not concrete, missiles, radars, submarines. A network so dense, so lethal, American carriers couldn't get close without risking everything. They call it A2/AD. The Pentagon calls it a problem. For years, analysts warned that American naval dominance was ending, that China had found the formula to push the U.S. Navy back into the open ocean. Then, the Navy did something no one expected. They didn't build a ship to fight China's weapons. They built a ship to make China's weapons obsolete. Look at this ship. Nothing about it is normal. The hull doesn't flare outward like every other warship in history. It slopes inward. They call it tumble home. Every surface is flat, every angle calculated. Radar waves don't bounce back to the enemy. They scatter into the ocean. On a Chinese radar, this 15,000-ton destroyer looks like a fishing boat, but radar stealth is only the beginning. Most warships scream their location in infrared, heat from engines, exhaust plumes. Satellites can track them from orbit. The Zumwalt's exhaust is cooled before it leaves the ship. Air intakes are passive. On infrared, it's a ghost. And then there's the sound. Traditional destroyers use mechanical drives. Gears grinding, shafts spinning. Chinese subs can hear them from 50 miles away. The Zumwalt uses fully electric propulsion. No mechanical connection between engines and propellers. No grinding gears, no vibration. It's as quiet as a Los Angeles-class attack submarine. A destroyer that moves like a submarine. Looks like a fishing boat. Sounds like nothing. China's entire sensor network was designed for ships that announce themselves. The Zumwalt doesn't announce anything. There's a place in Idaho most Americans have never heard of. The Carderock Acoustic Research Detachment. Inside, engineers do something extraordinary. They build scale models of submarines, drop them in massive water tanks, and measure every sound they make. Every vibration, every frequency, every acoustic fingerprint. This is where the Zumwalt's acoustic profile was born. In secret, in the mountains, years before the ship ever touched water. They didn't just build a quiet ship. They engineered silence. Imagine you're a Chinese submarine captain. Your mission, hunt American destroyers in the South China Sea. Your sonar hears nothing. Your passive arrays detect nothing. But somewhere out there, a 15,000-ton warship is hunting you, and you never knew it was there until it was too late. But here's what really terrifies Beijing. The Zumwalt generates 78 megawatts of electrical power, enough to power a small American city. Right now, the ship only uses half of it. The other half, reserved for the future. Railguns, directed energy weapons, lasers that burn through incoming missiles. But the Navy didn't wait for the future. They made a decision that changed everything. The ship's original gun system, the advanced gun system, was designed to fire long-range land attack projectiles. Each shell costs $800,000. Congress canceled it. Too expensive. The guns became dead weight, so the Navy ripped them out and installed something China never saw coming. Hypersonic missiles, conventional prompt strike, Mach 5, over 3,800 miles per hour. From launch to impact, in minutes. Too fast for Chinese air defenses, too maneuverable for interception, and launched from a ship Beijing can't even find. Each Zumwalt will carry 12 of these missiles. 3 ships, 36 hypersonic strikes, anywhere in the South China Sea, and China's entire A2/AD network, 20 years of investment, hundreds of billions of dollars, becomes irrelevant. When U.S. intelligence satellites passed over Western China in 2021, they saw something strange. A full-scale model of a Zumwalt-class destroyer built in the desert. Perfect dimensions, perfect angles. Not for show, for target practice. China is running live fire drills against a fake Zumwalt because they can't practice against the real one. They can't find it. They can't track it. They can't hear it. So they're spending billions on countermeasures. Low-frequency radars, satellite constellations, underwater sensor arrays. But here's the terrifying truth for Beijing. The Zumwalt isn't fighting alone. It's the tip of a networked spear. Every submarine, every satellite, every allied ship, all connected, all sharing data, all invisible to Chinese sensors. And the Zumwalt carries CWIP Block 3 electronic warfare systems that can jam, spoof, or blind enemy radars from beyond visual range. By the time China realizes what's happening, The battle is already over. 3 ships, that's all the Navy built. Just 3. Critics called them failures, budget disasters, white elephants. But China isn't laughing. They built a fake one in the desert because they're terrified of the real ones at sea. This ship doesn't just represent American technology. It represents a philosophy. America doesn't build weapons to fight the last war. We build weapons to make the next war unwinnable for our enemies. And behind every technological leap, behind every invisible ship, behind every hypersonic missile, are Americans who refuse to let freedom sail alone. Because America's strength isn't just in the ships we build, it's in the future we refuse to surrender.